We begin today's show with Nigerian visual effects artist Laide Agunbiade, who has made his mark in Hollywood with movies such as Hunger Games and Harry Potter. He believes that Nigeria is the next frontier and is coming home with his wealth of experience. He joins us on Spotlight.
Nigerian-born graphic and visual effect artist Laide Agunbiade has created an impression within the technical realm of filmmaking in Hollywood. An architect by training, Agunbiade found himself in the movie world from displaying a robust grasp of computer usage. And in about 15 years of practice, he's earned credit from some of the big blockbuster movies from the era, including on Interstellar, Hunger Games, Ghost Rider, Harry Potter, and Spider-Man 3, to mention just a few.
Growing up, I was always into cartoons, comic books, like, every average kid. Maybe more so than the average kid. But I guess I didn't think there was, the possibility of getting into visual effects or even films in Hollywood was never something I thought it was possible, so I didn't even think about that. And ultimately, I think I settled for architecture as my profession of choice when I left to go study abroad. So I guess initially it was in the 90s, so everything was about computers. If you could use computers, they pay you whatever you want. So I was thinking, oh, maybe I should do something with computers. And a friend of my brother's was saying, like, dude, you're an artist, you're more a creative person, maybe you should think of doing animation, at least that still involves computers.
During the past 15 years of having his head buried in the many projects he executed with the big studios in Hollywood, Agunbiade never lost sight of what was going on in the movie scene back in Nigeria. While he builds his profile in Hollywood, he continues to look out for the right time to make an entrance into the burgeoning Nollywood.
When I first started out, I was thinking, oh, okay, I can learn a little bit there, bring it here, and do more of a back and forth thing. And the way it's usually set up is the visual effects supervisor works in tow with the director, helping him achieve his vision for the film. And I came in thinking, okay, it would be the same setup. So I checked with this was really early days. And most of the films that were being made were, again, comedies, dramas, or even worse. It just wasn't ready at the time for this sort of things. The stories that were being told didn't lend itself to some sort of epic thing like Harry Potter sort of visual effects and all of that. So it came to a point where most of my friends back there were like, oh, so do you have any plans of moving back home? And it was just like, well, if I go back home, there's nothing for me to do.
True, Nollywood is, for the most part, a mono-genre industry, with most of the attention on romantic comedy and drama. However, the success recorded by foreign sci-fi movies in their limited screening in Nigerian box office has revealed there is a big appetite for other genres. And gradually, Nigerian movies are beginning to toy with visual effects as adopted in the critically acclaimed flick Banana Island Ghost.
Movies are, at least for me, it's an escapism thing. Like, you go to the movie theater and you're living vicariously through the characters. Like, you're going to a faraway land. It's it's magical. It's this, it's that. I mean, comedies and dramas, of course, sometimes they make you feel something. They make you laugh. The dramas, you feel like some sort of intense thing, and that's good. And you can get that with most special effects films anyway. But if you look on IMDb, the website, literally IMDb. Probably IMDb, but Box Office Mojo, you can look at the top grossing movies of all time, the ones that have literally made billions with a B, billions of dollars. They're all either animated films or special effects films, which are basically in the same basket, because it's all computer graphics. And the thing about it is, with special effects, the sky's the limit. You can make whatever story you have in your head, however epic it is. It might come down to spending a lot of money, but you can create whatever you want. So with Nigerian films, I think a lot of it has been, at least in my opinion and what I've seen, the comedy drama thing is because a lot of people are hindered by the budgets that they need. Because I've met a lot of people while on my trip here this time. I've talked to a lot of people, a lot of directors, a lot of writers, And all of them, literally, when they meet me, they were like, oh, I have this script. I want you to check it out and read it. Like, I have to put it on the shelf because either we didn't have the expertise to pull it off, and, you know, they wanted something that was, you know, done well. So they had to put it on the shelf, or they didn't have the budget to do it. So it was one of those things. And I think I'm trying to bring my expertise into the space of Nollywood and try to do those sort of stories, because I feel those sort of stories are missing from the plethora of films that we have. Like, that genre is missing. And whatever I can do to, you know, mitigate the costs and all that sort of stuff, because I can do a lot of it just, you know, pro bono, or, well, not pro bono, but because I have to bring other people along to help on the project. So that's what I'm trying to bring to the space.
Something big is going to happen.
I think the word we're looking for is apocalypse.
I will kick the unliving crap out of you, and you, especially you.
We don't want mass hysteria.
Get out of the city! Get out of the city!
Producing cutting-edge visual effects imagery for the big screen has been rewarding, and he's been a member of several award-winning teams. Accolades include an Academy Award for Best Visual Effects for Christopher Nolan's Interstellar, where he served as a senior digital compositor for Double Negative, an Oscar nomination and a BAFTA win for Best Visual Effects for Harry Potter, and the second installment of The Deathly Hallows, where he took on the role of Senior Lighting Technical Director, and also a BAFTA nomination for Spider-Man 3. He now hopes to bring back his expertise to create a new kind of filmmaking in Nollywood.
The Hatter's the matter.
Hatter is my truest friend. If he's in need, I will help him. It will be a race against time. He is not someone you want as your enemy. Time is a he.
Underland. Your time is up.
They're stuck us all at 1 minute to tea time.
Tea time forever!
Hello, Alice.
Go ask Alice!
Hatter's counting on you.
Oh no. We all are.
You always were an irksome, slurvish, interrupting thing.
And then it just dawned on me, okay, well, how about you start an industry back home, and that way you can do what you want to do. So it came to a point where, okay, I decided I need to try to write something myself. So I'm working on a project that's going to be along the lines of like a Harry Potter or Chronicles of Narnia, that sort of scope and scale of magical worlds and all this sort of stuff. And I'm hoping that will, you know, kickstart things, and maybe more people be like, oh, okay, we can do this here, and all the people who have scripts they've been putting on the shelf because they didn't think we could pull it off, or there wasn't the budget for it, we'll start bringing those things out, and then there'll be more in that genre for, you know, the audience to go to theaters and check out. So what I would love to see would be a more diversification in the genres of films. So it's not just, you know, the typical comedies or dramas. And there's more, you know, fantasy adventures, there's even more, I guess there are a few action films, but a lot of them don't really make it to the big times. But just more diversification in the kind of movies we have to watch. So we're not just subjected to the same thing and have to watch the foreign films, the Marvel films, and all those others all the time.